Good morning, everyone. Scott Maybor here with your Medicare Missive from the pond for Thursday, the 18th of December. Can't believe how quickly the December's passing. The holidays are here. Hope you're all enjoying. So let's see. So as you know, or hopefully know, the open enrollment period ended December 7th. And right on time, this week I am getting a ton of emails and phone calls from people who are unhappy with their plans and asking if they can switch them. One in particular I want to highlight because I think it's a misunderstanding of how the drug plans work. But many people are like reaching out saying, I don't know if I'm on the best drug plan. Can we meet after the holidays? We can meet, but there's nothing we can do. If you have a drug plan that hasn't canceled, and you haven't moved, and there's no other special enrollment period that we can use, it's too late. There's nothing I can do. The deadline was December 7th. And I have several people asking me about expenses and how much this is costing me. One guy's drug plan went up $60 a month. Absolutely, it did. But he called me on the 8th. There's nothing I can do. Where were you when I was sending emails in August and September saying, let's get something on the calendar? So it's unfortunate. It's not my rule, it's the government's. But the people I wanted to highlight, so these have been clients for quite a while. They're on the younger side. They're very smart. They don't really take many drugs. So they are on a cheap drug plan. So the cheapest drug plan this year in Massachusetts was $12 a month. I told them to just let it roll over, $16 a month. Great, we're all set. She emailed me yesterday and said they both have COVID. They went to get their Paxlovid, which is a tier 3 drug, and they were required to pay about $400 a piece for 5 pills so they could take Paxlovid for 5 days, which they obviously decided not to do. And she was kind of mad and furious and curious about what happened. Maybe they're on the wrong drug plan. Well, the truth of the matter is they are on the right drug plan. And my answer to her was almost all drug plans, especially next year, almost all drug plans and almost all Advantage plans have the drug deductible. The max it can be is $615, and almost all of them are at the full max $615. In past years, the Advantage plans typically weren't charging the drug deductible or a smaller drug deductible, so it made the drugs much cheaper on the Advantage plans. But what's happening now is they're charging the $615, and the drug plans are all charging the $615. So what happened in their case, she takes 3 drugs, they're all tier 1 generics. So she has not paid anything towards her deductible. She's actually paid nothing in copays for her drugs. So the drug plan's working great. But now in December, you get a tier 3 drug. Well, you haven't paid anything in the past 11 and a half months towards your deductible. Now you have a drug that hits the deductible, which is typically tier 3 or higher, although some of the cheaper plans are now spreading it out over all tiers, which on the one hand isn't good. You're paying a deductible on your tier 1 and 2 generics. But on the other hand, in her case, she would have already been chipping away at the deductible, as opposed to what happened. She's got 3 drugs. They're all tier 1 generics. She's paid nothing towards the deductible all 11 and a half months. Now in December, she gets a drug that hits the deductible. She hasn't paid anything towards it. The deductible is still there from this past January. So her Paxlovid, which retails for $450, she has to pay the full $450 because she hasn't met the $615 deductible, or the $590 deductible this year. So that's what happened, and she's very upset. And she asked me if there's a better plan. So my answer to her was the only better plan would be something that didn't have a deductible, and the cheapest plan in her county of Massachusetts that doesn't have a drug deductible is $155 a month. So they almost made it through the end of the year without having any deductibles. If I put her on a $155 a month plan, it's about $1,500 or more. Does it make sense to pay $1,500 to get rid of a $600 deductible? It doesn't. I know people do like it because they hate the deductible and they hate the way it makes the early months more expensive. But there is nothing she can do. There's just no way around it. And there's really no plans. There's only, I think, 2 plans in Massachusetts that don't have deductibles, $115 and $230 a month. Excuse me, $155 and $230 a month. So neither are a good fit. She just has to grin and bear it, and that's just the way the drug plans work and the deductibles on the drug plans work, and it impacts everybody on Medicare. No way around it. Unless you're getting your drugs through like the VA, you're impacted by this, or you have assistance from a state pharmaceutical program or low-income subsidy from the federal government. So I just wanted to explain that because I think there's a lot of confusion around how deductibles work. Let me know if I can help. Let me know if I can help. You can email me or go to my website. My number's there. Give me a call, send me an email. Have a great day. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.